my loves. Today I bring you another episode of what I call the Dishwasher Podcast. This is a series of podcasts where I talk on light topics so you can hear it while you do any type of task. This is made so you don't have to pay that much attention, but you still want to hear someone talking. Now, for today's topic, I will be talking about school, a place where we all have been at least one time in our lives, full of scary things like socializing and responsibilities. For now, let's start, okay? School, well, it's a place where we learn, of course, and we make new friends. That's kind of its purpose, right? We all remember the first time we have that time of school. Our parents leave us there, and some of us think like they're gonna abandon us. Actually, it wasn't like that. My mom told tell me that I literally just go. I say hi, I say bye, and then go, like that. I like to think myself kind of an extrovert at least, or maybe an ambivert, but I do like socializing, kind of. Well, school, it's about responsibilities too, right? And well, this of course gets exponentially difficult while we grow. Like, remember, in first grade, did you ever get a homework that, I don't know, did you even get homework? I can't remember having homework, honestly. And if I did, it was super easy. Maybe cutting a thing or making an art. In the first years, it's always a light thing. You learn new things. You're like, wow, all those things, all the new things. You make friends, you play. It's really not a big deal. But when you pass grades and you grow older, the responsibilities start to grow, right? And then you're like me, where I'm almost finishing school and well, I just wanna end it all. There's a lot of responsibilities, homeworks, events, activities that they're just piling up, and I'm just, fuck, you know? But yeah, you kind of have to work through that and get your way out of that, right? Do the things you need to do. But yeah, responsibilities aren't the only thing that actually pile up while we grow, because actually socializing goes exponentially difficult when you grow up too, you know? Like when you're little, you really don't have that much difficult to make friends. They're just old friends and they all just play. But when you grow and you make your own groups and everything just kind of gets difficult. People already have their groups and you don't know how to fit in them, and you're just like an awkward person, kind of. And yeah, of course. And then it's work when you're an adult. When you're an adult, you probably find it harder to make friends that you were in school. Maybe a coworker, but outside of our of the those spaces, it's kind of difficult when you grow up, right? But yeah, it's kind of hard, and more when you already have your groups of friends and all that, and then you separate. Friendships, sometimes they just go so quickly, right? But friends, what can we say about your friends? Your friends are the people who are always there for you. Well, a type of friend that is there for you, you hang out with, you just enjoy laugh with it, right? You can tell them some things, others not. There are actually types of friends, of course, and they're like some things in a status. They are like the acquaintances when you meet the person and you just hang out sometimes, but you actually wouldn't tell that much person of your life, nor have any deep conversations. They're like then they're like the medium friends. You hang out, maybe you tell one or two things. You actually don't go very very deep on yourself, but they are a cool type of friends, right? And there are like then like going up that tier. They're like your friends of soul and heart, where you can tell absolutely anything, and there are usually aren't that much. I can count in my case 4 5, I'm not sure, that kind of friends that you know there will always be there for you. There aren't that much, and not because I don't think because people is bad or whatever. It's just you cannot with a type of people, and the other just you don't spend time with them. So kind of life you choose which one are gonna be your heart soul friends and which just are gonna be friends, people you like to hang out. Of course, acquaintances, and that not much of a telling all deep stuff friend. It's pretty useful, and it's pretty useful to have a lot of them, because you actually will help a friend even though it's not that close. So it's a good thing, just hang out and help each other, you know even and make favors, and they probably know things that you don't know, because let's be honest, our close friends are pretty similar to ours, and more more acquaintances have a greater possibility to know things that you actually don't know, and it's always nice, right? Now, about being a loner, I wasn't much of a loner, if I'm honest. Like I said, I'm an extrovert type, and I actually don't know much about it. I always have my friends, my group of friends, but I can tell how does it feel when you actually don't feel like you fit in somewhere. I felt it in young age, honestly. And it's really difficult because you don't really know what to do, and you just won't go, because if you go you'll be lonely, right? You'll be alone, because alone and lonely are kind of different things. But you'll be lonely, right? And you don't want that, so you stay with a group of friends. But let's be honest, if I have an advice to give you, it's don't change for a person or a group of friends. Just be yourself. Don't force it, cause it's not the best thing. I think was the first and last time, I'm not sure, that I actually wanted to change for just fitting in a type of group. Cause we were kids in school and all the girls and whatever. Like this series called Chica Vampiro, a vampire girl in English, right? I'm not sure if it's in English series, whatever. But they all liked it, and they all talk about it, and we're like, oh my god, this episode, blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. And then was me. I actually didn't watch the series, and was like, yeah, okay. But I wanted to fit. I wanted to talk about the series too, right? And enjoy and have a good time, because I see like, oh my god, these people, these girls that talk about it, they're having such a good time, and then I wanted that too. So I went to my house, and when I came back, right, it was like what 2 p.m. the hour that they put the program. I don't know, and then I watched it, and I didn't like it. I don't know. It just didn't go with me at all. But I tried to force myself to do it. Like, oh my god! But I really wanted to talk this about this with them, and I watched like 3 episodes. Like, of course, I didn't have a device in that time, so it was like coming home and watch the new episode and whatever. And I just couldn't handle it, honestly. I just couldn't handle it at all. And I end up just dropping like I'm sorry, this is not for me. I just don't like it. I can't force myself to do this because a person will like this too, you know? And I didn't watch it. Other people, the girls kept talking about it. Then, of course, they forget another series, whatever. And I was okay with that, you know? And you shouldn't at all force yourself for just fitting somewhere because it's not right. And you will only feel bad because that's not the true you. You actually don't like that stuff. So don't do anything that you don't want to do just to fit in a group, even if it's drinking or smoking or watching a series you actually don't like. Okay? Because there are type of people for anything, and you can find the type of people that resonates with you and you can actually be yourself, and that they don't actually force you to be someone else or to do something you actually don't want to do for X or Y reason, right? So, uh, the other thing is being changed to another school. That's just a pretty bad experience. Fortunately, I just passed through that one time. Like I was in this school, and then like in second grade, I have to go to a better school, and since that, I've never changed from school. And yeah, I can tell you how kind of traumatizing it is to be in another school, and it's like, oh shit, I actually don't know anyone. Everyone has their own group. What the heck do I do? And I was like just this child anxiety, this deep anxiety of, oh my god, I really don't know anyone, and I'm not gonna be having that non-friends, and they don't want to talk to me. They won't want they won't want to hang out with me. And gosh, that's panic, complete total panic. This is the stage when I maybe most unfit and I fail in my whole life. Days like years when I took me to stay in this place and adapt. It was actually really complicated. But I did find a group of friends and to hang out, and it was good. Just kind of traumatizing. Actually, just because of that, every time that there's a new person in my class or in my class, I always try to be friends with them, like to just get straight out, like saying hi and making conversation and being their friends, and hey, you can hang out with us, because I know how bad that experience is, and I don't want anyone to actually just stay alone and being a loner and just feel lonely and they don't fit on what I'm gonna do, because I hated that, and I don't want anyone else to feel it too. So, talking about school, an important part of school are the teachers, of course. So we all have, I'm sure, mixed opinions about them. Well, of course, teachers are the ones who try to teach you the stuff you're there with. You're there because, and there are somewhere better, somewhere other, somewhere worse. There are type of teachers too, right? But for saying some of them, there is the strict one. And there is actually a teacher in my school that we call the tigress. I think that's how it is said in English. La tigresa en español. And she is super strict. Well, she's nice actually. If you meet her and all, it's nice. Just is super mega strict with the homeworks and the exams. But it's a good woman. I like her. You know. But yeah, this is a strict teacher when you literally can just be not doing. You have to be in the class because if you aren't in the class, you get, well, lower score or whatever. There's the other type of teacher that is the nice one. The nice one that everyone just loves, and they're like super funny. They tell jokes. That their class is just amazing. And there are types of nice one, of course. They're like super nice that they let you do mostly whatever. They are not strict at all. They're the nice ones where they're the jokes, but they are ask you to be like strict in your classes and all that. And there is a nice one that they're just nice. They're nice people, okay. The kind of average, I guess, teacher is nice, and their class is not like so 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 wow, but it's good, and you like them and you talk to them. And well, there's of course the bad ones. I actually i have met two three bad ones, I guess. Well, not inherently bad, maybe just kind of one. The first one, and not that one, but yeah. The first one was, well, it's pretty strict, and it's not like he isn't bad. We don't. I don't think I appreciate her. The uh-huh, his. I don't think I appreciate his studying methods or how does he teach. It's not that it's bad, it's just maybe how is he like a person that I don't like. But that's kind of my own opinion and whatever. Apparently all the rest of the students don't like him. But I actually I think it's a nice person, but not much a nice teacher. And then there's the really really bad sorry, but this teacher that I had, uh, he was fired from school. Well, I don't want to think on that, but she was so mean, like just so mean. She just argued for everything, and when the student just tried to respond to her, even nicely, just like, hey, teacher, blah, 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 she just went crazy, like, how can you just respect me like that? And then she started a lecture about it and almost humiliate the student, honestly. And that happened to me. I it's just I haven't I didn't have the book of that class for, I can't even remember why, but I just didn't have it, and I have to take photocopies and work on them. It's a PC, right? But she just gets so pissed about it, like, why can't you just get the book? And blah blah blah. And you should get the book. Why did you don't get it? I don't want to do that photocopying in my class. You have to have the book or whatever. I am always a pretty peaceful person. Like, I actually don't like fighting over something. So I actually didn't say her that. It's just, it was an authority figure. You know how that works and how you just can't be saying that kind of stuff like that or responding her. So I almost just like stay quiet. And I remember that in one occasion when I was like, uh, well, I was calm and ex student pissed her off, and she was like, blah blah blah, why are you respectful and whatever. And she suddenly, in the middle of her lecture, she said, be like Tara, and not my real name, by the way, but be like Tara, whatever. And she, when I always tell them something's wrong, she stays quiet. Why can't you just be like her? And I was like, well, I don't think that's a good thing, but okay. And I literally just, try to make myself small. She was just a bad teacher, if I'm honest. And what can I say? It's just a bad teacher. That kind of teachers you would remember because they were bad. Honestly, I am kind of I'm just really nice to all teacher. I won't like call myself a teacher's pet because I don't think I am. I don't just say nice things to the teacher because they're teachers. I think I'm just natural friendly with anyone. But I do think I have good relationship with all teachers. Like I talk to them, we joke about things. Uh, I do think it's better to have just good relationship with your teachers, and well, at least decent or good relationship with kind of all the people. It's not good try to make enemies and whatever, but sometimes you just can't help it. You just need it. But that's another topic. Of course, teachers can be friends too. I have my currently favorite teacher in all time, you know, and he was just such a good friend. It was a math teacher. I always love math, so math teachers I always was. They always were my favorite teachers and all that. And he was just I don't know. He was so it just had an energy of cuteness and whatever. And he was such a good friend. He can hear everything. And I actually miss him because he is gone from my current school and I miss him. And we're like, oh my gosh, we want him back. Yeah, but teachers can be friends too if you let them be your friends, I guess. And I do think it have benefits to be friends with teachers, right? But what can I say? We have talked about teacher, we have talked about school. We have to talk obviously about the main thing, the reason why school exists is studies, learning, whatever. And the thing about studying is that studying is actually a hard thing. God, studying requires strength. Your brain getting strength, quote unquote, right? Because it needs to learn, and just how you do exercise, it hurts and it's hard to get a better muscle, to get more muscle or whatever. You have to challenge your brain to learn. That's a thing, and that's why sometimes I think learning it's hard because you just can't, you just can you we think that study must be easy, and like if it's hard we must be doing something wrong, but it's the thing, studying should be hard. But I think that will be a topic for another video or another podcast. I'll think about it. And well, I think that we almost every people I think have done once in our life, it's cramming. Yeah, we've all been there. It's exam, it's due to tomorrow. You haven't even know any of the topics that appear, and you just cram it out like, come on, words, just get into my brain. Feel so then I can just throw it all in the exam and then forget it almost immediately, right? And that's actually kind of useful. I have passed a lot of tests by cramming. I'm not gonna lie, and it's a thing that I've actually done quite a lot. Even an hour before the test, when they leave us to study, sometimes I cram, and that's a thing that happens. Maybe just didn't organize too well, or maybe that's just how you do. But it's a thing that I think we kind of stop doing it. We should stop doing it unless obviously it's kind of needed, because it's for XYZ, you didn't do it, and it was an emergency, and you have to cram, of course. But I do think we have to organize for studying, like even before the exams period. I think we should study at least once 1 hour a day. Even if for because the school is kind of for learning, and it's not like, oh my god, but this maybe I'll never see it in my life. Yeah, that may be true, but you know why you shouldn't appreciate all the information that is given by that is given to you. Like, why will you just waste all the time, other people and money that have put in you, just so you just learn? And if you see it this way, you find the reach, the joy in learning, even though you might not even see it in your job or get for or maybe you won't even talk about it, but everything you learn, it just feels and nurtures our brain. It just helps it grow. And that's the thing we have to learn, I think. It's like just learn for the sake of learning. We don't have to everything we learn, it doesn't have to be useful. We don't have to use it, but just learn for the sake of learning, for getting knowledge. And I do think that's a thing we should explore more in this video, maybe. And well, what can I say? We've talked about a lot about studies and how school is, the demands, the responsibilities, the kinds of teachers. Man, there are just so much stuff about teachers and studies I couldn't tell you about, but I do think this would be a thing for a next video because I do want to script this well. And if you didn't notice, these videos aren't that much line scripted. It's just I bullet point it out and it just goes where it goes, and hopefully it's a good thing. Sure, I really hope you finished the thing you were doing, or at least you progressed about it while hearing my rambling about everything of this. That's kind of the point. And because it's rambling, it doesn't have to be actually that serious or important, so you don't have to worry about taking notes. But because, man, when I hear a podcast and it's a good podcast, I just have to stop everything that I'm doing just to take notes or highlights, and that's not a thing I want, you know? So I just really hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy to ramble about my stuff, you know? And I hope you enjoy the piece I end up making, and just continue working hard as you do. I trust you and I know you can do everything that you propose to do. Okay? See you next time. And remember, be happy, be useful, and most important, be yourself.